everyone, welcome back to Midnight Theories, and if you're new here, welcome to Midnight Theories. This is the story of Topp Dogg. 13 teenagers and young adults with a passion for music put them on the path of hardships, uncertainties, and betrayed by the people closest to them. Stardom Entertainment was a mid-sized company run by founder Topp Dogg, who built the company in 1998 in order to distribute his own music. Although the company had years of experience under their belt and acquired talented acts since its conception, Stardom hasn't always had the best reputation with their artists and has become notorious for closing and rebranding their company for, well, one reason or another. In the midst of a company split, followed by an acrimonious legal battle between the agency and their biggest act, Block B, Stardom was ready to bounce back after the controversies and teased two new acts, their girl group Evil and boy group Topp Dogg. The first to debut was Evil in 2012 and announced Topp Dogg would also debut that year. However, there would be no official updates of their debut till 2013. There was a lot of effort and delicate planning that went into debuting Topp Dogg. They were a project group 2 years in the making and is said to have been in the works even before Block B. The group was formed through a series of auditions with some of their members training for as long as 8 years and as short as 3 months. The original lineup consisted of Xeno-T, Hunus, Xeno, Gohn, and Nakta. While waiting to debut, some of the members were used as backup dancers for their label mate Evil. This included previous mentioned members Hunus and Gohn, but as well as Atom, Biju, and Hojun. The remaining members Gohn, Kidoh, Sogung, Zero, and Sangdo would also be added, thus making Topp Dogg a 13-member group. Prior to the initial announcement, the company never revealed how many members would be a part of the boy group, nor what style of music they'd produce, but it was expected they would deliver something with a hip-hop influence since Stardom were primarily a hip-hop based company. Originally, Stardom told the boys Topp Dogg would be a 6-member group, but later changed it to 13 later down the line. Rightfully, some members were upset. In an interview, Xeno-T mentioned that Gohn had reservations about the group and almost left Topp Dogg due to there being too many members, but somehow he was able to talk him out of it. With so many members in the lineup, Topp Dogg instantly became a hot topic amongst many netizens and the media, comparing them to similar acts such as Super Junior and EXO, who also promoted with 13 and 12 members respectively. Stardom didn't shy away from the comparison and welcomed it, using this as a marketing strategy, claiming they planned the group to be 13 members so they could be the quote hip-hop version of Super Junior. And if I'm being honest, this wasn't the only reason Topp Dogg was buzzing in the media, and kept a close eye on since Topp Dogg was made to be the successors or replacement of Stardom's previous rising hip-hop group, Block B. As I mentioned earlier, while waiting to debut, some of the members were used as backup dancers for Evil, and Topp Dogg's rappers Xeno-T, Kidoh, and Xeno would upload their rap songs on their respective SoundClouds to gain some attention from fans that way. After months of self-promotion by the members, Stardom finally announced their debut date and released 3 mixtapes, Bang, Top, and Why You Mad, on their YouTube channel, with the last 2 being remakes of previous mixtapes by Xeno and Kidoh respectively. Following the news of their debut, Stardom would periodically release individual teaser photos revealing the members, and finally released the teaser for their music video. To help promote their debut album, the group held a showcase on October 22, 2013, meeting their fans for the first time and captivating the crowd with an impressive performance. According to a Stardom representative, their unique charm was that they were not, quote, well-rounded in their talents like most idol groups. This made the group special because each member was thoroughly skillful or talented in one specific area, making each member shine individually. This was a bold decision, I will admit, that could make or break a group, but Stardom believed so much in them and couldn't be prouder once the boys stepped on stage for the first time. On the very day, Topp Dogg charged into the K-pop scene, making their presence known by releasing their music video for their lead single Follow Me off their EP Dogs Out. This fast-paced hip-hop track entranced the viewers with its addictive chorus, cutting-edge choreography, and highlighted the rappers. The boys promoted their single across all music shows for the next 2 months and made a name for themselves, earning the Monster Rookie title. The EP impressively peaked at 17 on the Gohn album charts and sold close to 3,000 copies. Just a few months after their debut, the group released a repackaged version of their EP, which included their new title track, Cigarette. Cigarette was a mellow R&B love song showing a toned-down version of Topp Dogg, dropping the tough bad boy image. To Hawkeye fans who watched the MV, instantly noticed 2 members did not appear in the music video. The reasoning behind Xeno and Atom's lack of appearance was due to them being underage at the time. Stardom did not want the group to receive a bad image early on, for the 2 singing a song comparing a woman to a cigarette, and thought the best decision would be to have the 2 members, Xeno and Atom, step out just this once. The group was steadily gaining traction and speedily dropped teaser photos for their comeback. On January 15, 2014, Topp Dogg released their second EP, Arario, with the leading track, Open the Door. This electric comeback leaned more towards your typical K-pop sound with less of a hip-hop influence compared to their debut. Without much rest, the group went back to promoting with a special edition version of their EP. What made this specific album so special was the fact that it was a collaborative work between Topp Dogg and webtoon artist Hail Kwan, who illustrated posters and cards for the album. The cards were said to be used as a two-player card game and introduced the first units, or should I say kingdoms, of Topp Dogg, which included Dragon, Lion Kingdom, Night Kingdom, Wizard Kingdom, and Underdog. I'm not going to explain the entire game here, but I will leave links in the description somewhere if you're interested. But to quickly segue into the subunits, Underdog and Topp Dogg G, the G standing for Global, these units introduce 4 unofficial members of Topp Dogg: Jiwon, Andy, Leon, and Hyuntae. The members of Underdog and Topp Dogg G were not seen as an official part of the 13-member ensemble. According to Cho PD, he claims Underdog would focus on recording special songs such as other languages with Topp Dogg, while Topp Dogg G combines Topp Dogg and Underdog members for global tours. Cho PD also said that the members of Topp Dogg and Underdog could swap members if needed. The first time we were introduced to the new faces was during Topp Dogg's special edition EP for Arario, where one of the tracks on the album was a Chinese version of their debut track, Follow Me, where the member Andy was primarily a rapper in this version. The group promoted in China in 2014 with the inclusion of Andy, Jiwon, and Hyuntae. But back to their single Arario, not only did it fuse traditional and modern sounds, but also various visual elements to represent traditional Korean culture. Topp Dogg were not strangers to the media at this point and continued to heavily promote at music shows and big concerts such as Dream Concert. Continuing to ride on their success, Topp Dogg was in the works of their next album, which was predicted to be their biggest hit yet. But before they could even officially release it themselves, the entire album was leaked online. The company took immediate action trying to control the situation, but once something hits the internet, it's almost impossible to eliminate any traces. Stardom was somewhat able to prevent and control any further spread before the official release, and sought legal action against the leaker and distributors, asking for compensation and to take responsibility for their actions. Their album, Amadeus, featuring their lead single Topp Dogg, was released the next day. The music video and album take inspiration from the 1984 film Amadeus, which is a fictional interpretation of famous classical composers Mozart and Salieri's rivalry. Topp Dogg beautifully marries the sounds of K-pop and famous classical pieces as they enter a conducting battle between Bijou and Hansel. Their album, Amadeus, peaked at number 5 on the Gohn charts, number 1 on Japan's Tower Records, and sold well over 7,000 copies, being their best-selling album to date, which placed them on the map. The group also held a Japanese showcase with a crowd of 3,000 fans before heading back to Korea and working on their next album. Just like their previous EPs, Amadeus received a repackaged edition with the deluxe version and featured 3 new tracks, one of them having a music video for Peekaboo, as well as a collaboration between Topp Dogg and the company's head Cho PD, titled This Isn't Right. Although this era was full of milestones, fans began to suspect that something sketchy was happening behind the scenes. The first clue was Kidoh. Stardom announced that he would not be participating in Topp Dogg's promotions during Amadeus because he would be focusing on his solo debut, where he would be producing, composing, and writing lyrics for his own album, which he would usually do for Topp Dogg. It was also announced that the album would not be released under Stardom, and fans should expect the official release to be around June or July. But after months of no updates regarding his solo, fans began to worry and speculate if he left the group. Kidoh eventually made his solo debut in September with the single Taxi on the Phone, which featured his fellow member Sando. In the same month, fans were updated through a fan cafe post that Sungwoong would be on hiatus due to a minor injury. By October, Topp Dogg were reaching their first anniversary, and it was almost hard to believe that they were able to accomplish so much in just 1 year. To celebrate the occasion, the boys released a special single titled Annie, short for Anniversary. Unlike their previous comebacks, Annie was only promoted with 7 out of the 13 members. There would also be an update on Sogung in January of 2015 that he would be moving to Topp Dogg's subunit Underdog so he could, quote, cover a broader musical spectrum. But anytime there's any sort of lineup change with K-pop groups, it's usually a symbol of misfortune and would only foreshadow the flaws and mismanagement within the company. In May of 2015, a Stardom representative announced Topp Dogg's Kidoh and Yano would participate in Show Me the Money 4, which brings us to the infamous diss by winner Minho, where he dissed Topp Dogg, Evil, and Stardom Entertainment.
캔들 야노쇼 PD 영광과 영날 놓치고 잠고 생각하시죠 다른 데 턴더.
For some context, Minho was once a trainee under Stardom and in the original lineup for Block B, and was said to have left for quote personal reasons, but if we dissect the diss, netizens assume Minho was asked to leave or kicked out of the company before Block B's debut. He further insinuates he is superior to all acts under Stardom. ChopD obviously had to respond with a tweet and wrote, Topp Dogg became a laughingstock online after this episode aired, which added extra salt to the wound since Kidoh and Yano were eliminated early on in the competition. In mid-2015, Topp Dogg, as well as all of Stardom, was acquired by Hunus Entertainment, and rumors began to consume the fandom that members Kidoh and Gohn had issued an official complaint against the company over mistreatment and questionable calculations of their earnings. Geez, sounds a little familiar, don't you think? Hunus denied the allegations initially and claimed the two members were working hard on the group's next comeback. Either Hunus were unaware that the two members were seeking legal action behind the scenes, or putting their fingers in their ears pretending that nothing was happening. Just before Topp Dogg's new album was released, Hunus announced one of their lead vocalists, Gohn, and one of their most notable members, Kidoh, had decided to part ways with the company. Therefore, they did not take part in the group's comeback or future activities. This announcement was no shock to anyone since it was already expected. Like I said in the beginning, their company had not had the best reputation, having to close down or rebrand their label several times. When Topp Dogg was first announced in 2012 in the midst of the legal battle between Stardom's COE and Block B for unpaid wages, some of the fans believed they announced the group a year early to distract the public from the lawsuit, or the company did not debut them because they couldn't scrounge enough money up to pay for their debut after the lawsuit. Years later, Topp Dogg would run into a similar fate. Before Stardom was acquired by Hunus, Topp Dogg held a Japanese showcase tour. According to Topp Dogg's leader Gohn, the members were never paid for the 8 performances back in 2014. ChopD, the founder of Stardom, the man who portrayed himself to be the group's biggest supporter, turned out to have withheld funds from the group. In July of 2015, ChopD signed a contract for 1.06 million USD, transferring all assets and the agency to an unidentified company. It is speculated that it could have been Hunus, but for legal reasons, we'll call them Company A. One of the clauses in the contract stated that ChopD would work under Company A for 5 years and demand to be compensated 12 billion won, or 11 million USD, which is the amount he claimed he invested in his artist. ChopD also claimed that he failed to receive any benefits from artists under Stardom. However, Company A found out that ChopD did not tell them about the 255,000 USD profit he got from the Japanese concert back in May of 2014. That's when, in 2016, Gohn took to Twitter and demanded ChopD tell him the truth about the payments. ChopD was later found guilty of committing fraud for withholding undisclosed assets. This may have been one of the big factors that led Kidoh and Gohn to leave. In Hunus' statement, they explained that the company was working hard to organize and improve the company after the switch from Stardom to Hunus, but failed to accommodate their artists during this time. This announcement left the creative future of the group unknown, since Kidoh wrote, composed, and produced a long list of Topp Dogg's discography. Amidst the chaos, Topp Dogg announced and subsequently released their album The Beat. Their single, also titled The Beat, was an energetic experimental track. The album also included a solo song by Sangdo, and members Atom, Yano, and Genesee participated in writing the lyrics and composing some of the songs. The following month, the group released a big announcement that they would be starring in their first reality show called Topp Dogg Project. Although this could be seen as a grand opportunity, leader Gohn was uncertain about moving in this direction because he felt the group needed to focus on their music, but after some consideration, he agreed to move forward with the show. By 2016, the group branched out into other avenues by releasing an OST for the drama comeback Mr. Also, Topp Dogg's current rap line took part in Show Me the Money 5, but only Atom passed the audition round, and unfortunately he was later eliminated. As for the group as a whole, they were a part of a mini web series created by Soompi called Topp Dogg All Kill, where they took part in weekly challenges and missions. Practically all of 2016, the boys were too busy to promote with all of their new activities, but they did announce that they would be releasing music sometime in November. On October 31st, Hunus announced Genesee did not renew his contract and wanted to pursue a solo career. Thus, Topp Dogg would now promote as 9. The same day, they released a teaser for their very first studio album titled First Street. Over a year since a new comeback, the boys released their album and title track Rainy Day, which was released on November 7, 2016. Rainy Day was a laid-back mid-tempo track, far different from any previous title track they've released before. Sadly, this album did not do as well as predicted and barely sold 4,000 copies. The once hopeful and promising hip-hop group were now falling back into obscurity, so Hunus had the members join various survival programs. Atom joined Produce 101 Season 2, but unfortunately he was eliminated and placed 26. Although he did not make the final lineup, he was able to join the fan-created group JBJ. The next members to participate in a separate program were Sangdo, Zero, Biju, Yanol, and Hojun, auditioning for the unit. The only members to pass were Hojun and Biju, where they were later eliminated in 39th and 25th place. In the midst of the commotion, Hansol, Pigun, and Nakta were announced to be leaving the group after they decided not to renew their contracts with Hunus, so this left fans wondering what would happen to the remaining 6. After a tough road of trying to stay relevant, Hunus took a step back to plan out a new strategy, trying to make their group reach the top. On February 21, 2018, Topp Dogg announced through their fan cafe that Topp Dogg would completely revamp their group, beginning with their new name. The group would no longer go by Topp Dogg and would now go by Xeno-T, a combination of Xenogeneic and Top Class, the class being attributed to the fandom Top Class. As for Atom, who was participating in JBJ activities, Hunus announced that he would not join the new group, and once his own activities with JBJ were over, he would still be a part of the label and would discuss future plans. Xeno-T released their first single under their new name titled Wherever You Are. This particular single was also the group's official debut in Japan. However, after the single, Zero, Hojun, and Biju enlisted in the army in 2019, and Hunus announced the group would go on hiatus. Zero is currently active as a streamer and posts on his YouTube channel. Hojun is very active on social media and frequently posts on TikTok and Instagram. Biju, on the other hand, has recently released his single Backpacker on September 25th under the fashion and music label We Have a Tale. Sungwoon is part of a producer duo known as Hent and has produced for several artists including TXT and Wonhome. As for the group leader Sangdo, he hasn't done much besides do a collaborative single with L vs. Yukyung in 2019 and occasionally post on Instagram. As for the previous members, Pigun joined the army after leaving Topp Dogg. After he was discharged, he planned to focus on acting. In 2018, he married former Rainia member Yumin and welcomed a child, but the marriage was short-lived and separated 6 months later. In 2021, the once married couple appeared on the show We Are Divorced. Hansol changed his name and now goes by Minsung. Minsung is now in a dance studio called 1997 Dance Studio. Nakta has since debuted as a soloist under the stage name Kinda and dropped his solo track Trippin' and is still releasing his own music. He's also a writer for other artists such as Uptension Song Liar and Produce 101 Season 2 Japan songs Another Day. Since leaving Stardom in 2017, Kidoh released a single titled Her and his solo album under Next Level. Kidoh is now signed under Rock Bottom and continues to produce music under the name Kyo. Gohn debuted as a solo artist under the name Kloot with the single Slow Motion in 2018. In 2019, he teamed up with Minsung for an Israel fan meet tour called Tel Aviv and has since continued to make music and is supportive of his previous members. Sungyeon, formerly known as Atom, went on to promote with JBJ and JBJ95 after his appearance on Produce 101. He later left Hunus in 2019 and signed an exclusive contract with Star Road, where he continued to work as a part of JBJ95. By 2021, both members of JBJ filed a lawsuit against their company to terminate their contracts, citing lack of management and payment issues, to which Star Road countersued in September. As for the Underdog members, Andy has since founded his own company called A-Town Entertainment. He continues to produce and rap under his label and is currently a host for 2 Chinese variety shows. Jiwon has dabbled in modeling and is a soloist under the name HLB. According to some sources, they say he has joined KQ Entertainment in 2020, but I don't see him under the current artist list on their official website. He has, however, written and produced for ATEEZ, who is under KQ, as well as other groups such as 101 and X1. He also has a YouTube channel where he reacts and reviews recent K-pop songs and music videos, one of them being ATEEZ's Deja Vu. As for the 2 other members I haven't mentioned yet, in 2015, Kevin Chen, formerly known as Leon, the Australian Chinese member from Underdog and Topp Dogg G, left the subunit shortly after his semi-debut. If you recall, Underdog was one of Topp Dogg's subunits that added foreign official members to the group. On July 28, 2015, Kevin broke his silence over the abuse he was suffering behind the scenes. On his Instagram, he wrote, "Even though I have kept quiet for a long time, I have a confession. To the people who are curious about my abrupt departure from Topp Dogg G, here's my story. As a foreigner in K-pop, I faced a lot of racism during my time in Stardom Entertainment. Constant verbal abuse and physical assault from Topp Dogg G member and managers left me quite depressed and made me change my mind about wanting to debut in Korea. I felt very alone during my time there, and I didn't feel happy while doing what should have made me the happiest. I didn't get to go to Beijing and I left abruptly, which is why information on me just ended. I'm not saying Stardom Entertainment is a bad company. There were a few staff members and Topp Dogg family members who are truly great people. And it's a shame that things had to end the way they did. Though I felt a lot of regret and sadness at first, I'm extremely blessed to be where I am now, and grateful for the past experiences I've had in Stardom Entertainment. I'm in a great company now and working even harder to achieve my dream and future debut. Please support me and also Topp Dogg in our future activities. Kevin would later debut in Hong Kong in 2016 under the group Rev, but I think their last activity was in 2018. As of now, he is very active on his social media. 5 years later, another member would come out about his unfortunate experience being a member under Topp Dogg. Hyunho, formerly known as Gohn, who left Topp Dogg in the beginning of 2015 after moving to Underdog, made a shocking confession in 2020. During an interview with the Idol Olympics YouTube channel, Gohn revealed that he felt ostracized by his former members. There was a lot of fun parts, and it was great because it was a foothold in the beginning of my dream. It would be good if there had just been happy things. But I think I didn't have a good relationship with the members. I thought it would be a great thing if one of the members were doing well for the sake of the team, even if it weren't me. We naturally grew further and further apart. At the end, I was alone during the recording for the anniversary album title track Annie, and I was also alone on the music video set. I was upset to keep being separated from the others. On the music video set, a van would come with lunch boxes. The others would all be eating, but I was in our vehicle, and I'd eat when they were done. I think they separated us like that because they were worried we'd fight, if we ever happened to meet. Then when I went to the music video filming, I had to pretend to be close with them again. I endured it back then, but when I look back now, I wonder how I managed it. The decision on whether I would leave Topp Dogg or not was made in such a cruel way through a vote with all of the members together, including me. It was said, if you want Gohn to leave, raise your hand. In front of me, one by one, they all raised their hands. I get a bit choked up even thinking about it now. It was the worst. Gutted by the unanimous decision to kick him out of the group, Hyunho contemplated suicide before jumping out of a window, but fortunately being saved by his father. He claims he's on better terms with his former members, and if the group were ever to reunite, he would like to join them again. Following the allegations, former Topp Dogg member Atom, now going by Sungyoon, from JBJ95 and their agency Stardom Entertainment, responded to the bullying claims. Stardom claims that they had an in-depth verification process about the claims of Park Hyunho and concluded that what Hyunho said is allegedly different from what really happened. They denied all claims and requested for the video to be taken down. After leaving Topp Dogg, Hyunho debuted as a trot singer using the stage name IM under Dream-T Entertainment, but now goes by his legal name Hyunho. He just recently dropped a new single on September 3rd. However, when he debuted as a trot singer, he was often criticized and mocked online, saying he became a trot singer because he failed as an idol. In the same interview, he lightly touched on the subject. Having over a dozen members in a group, living and working together at an adolescent age and pivotal time in their life, on top of being managed by a company notoriously known for screwing over their artists, was just a disaster waiting to happen. On the other hand, the group was able to accomplish as much as they did, being driven by their passion for music and desires. Do you think Xeno-T, formerly known as Topp Dogg, will come back together for an official Korean debut or have a reunion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching and enjoy your stay.